tokens. If you are wondering, like me, what the heck are they, how we can use them, are they useful, we have a great guest now. It's my dear colleague, Vietek Ladislaav. And he's an NFT artist. He has his own NFT. He lives in Dubai, of course. And he's the right man to talk about this. So we are live. We have many people confirming the attendance. And as always, there is a live chat. If you have any questions, feel free to mention them into the chat, and I will ask them to our guest of honor. There is a little bit delay with the question, 30 to 60 seconds, so don't be nervous if we don't get the question right away. Just checking the stream, everything looks fine, the sound is fine, the video is fine. So I will give the floor to Vietek right away, and I will start with the most difficult question and the most straightforward. What is NFT actually? How does it work? Can you explain for the crowd?
Sure. First and foremost, thank you very much, Daniel, for having me here on your live stream. I'm extremely happy to be here and share my little knowledge about NFT and what it is. And the question, what the heck is NFT? I hear very, very often. So obviously, we all know that NFT stands for non-fungible tokens, which means it's immutable. And if I should answer the question in very, very simple terms, I would use an example. Imagine that you are a painter and you're painting your paintings and then you want to sell it. So when you paint your stuff on a canvas and you sell it to your clients and customer, they will usually require from you a certificate that originates that painting. So they will say, oh, it was created by Daniel, it was created in 2022, it was acrylic on canvas, things like that. Yeah. So basically you give a paper with the painting that this is a certificate of origin of the painting. In a digital artist industry, we didn't have that opportunity up until blockchain came about. And with this technology, we suddenly had a possibility to originate our painting. And that is whole thing around NFT. So basically, in very simple terms, NFT is the certificate of originality of digital asset. And I'm saying digital asset because sometimes people think they talk about NFT and they mean art. Actually, there is no NFT is not art. NFT is a certificate of origin of certain digital asset. And the digital asset can be music. It can be like a digital, of course, MP4, MP3. It can be JPEG, PNG, it can be PDF, it can be document. Any type of digital asset can be minted, means can be created as an NFT and can be put on a different marketplace. And we're probably going to talk about the marketplaces as well. So again, very, very simple. NFT is a certificate of origin in a digital world.
So we got questions before we started, and people are asking what this non-fundable means. Does that mean that you cannot return it? They were asking me, like, if I buy something into a store, and if I don't like it, I can return it. Is this a non-returnable policy? What this non-fundable means? That were the questions.
No, non-fungible token means it's immutable. It cannot be devised. It's basically, imagine again, I gave you this example of the certificate. You are trading the certificate. So if you buy NFT, means you buy the ownership of certain thing, of the digital asset. And then you can obviously sell it to somebody else. So if I buy, for example, an NFT of some art, then if somebody is interested in owning that art, I can sell him that ownership because I'm the owner. I'm not the author of the painting. It's a similar thing. Like if you, I know that sometimes it's difficult for us to wrap around our heads in this digital kind of things. But imagine there is a Mona Lisa, right? And Mona Lisa is just one original. you can create a copy and you can put it on your wall, but still you're not the owner of it. You don't own the original Mona Lisa. You own copy of it. So in the same way, in a digital world, you create a digital Mona Lisa, and you can become an owner if you buy the NFT of that digital piece. And then you can trade and you can sell it. And so it's all about the ownership of certain things. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So what were people asking into the comments? They were confused about how this trading actually work. You mentioned the marketplace, because they say if I want to buy something, I just go to the store or go to the website, I pull out my credit card, and it's done. And here you need to save some kind of keys, but however, if you lose them, you cannot get them back. Can we explain a little bit step by step how this exchange happens
Sure.
onto the blockchain? And also, people were asking, do you have to do it onto the blockchain, or there are other opportunities, other ways to trade these NFTs?
Okay, so again, we are talking about digital world and digital assets. So whatever is happening, it's happening in a digital world. NFTs are created on the blockchain, and there are different blockchains, which depends on what kind of marketplace you go to. So that means that you actually need to act on that blockchain. For that to happen, you need to have a digital wallet. Usually the most common one which we are now using is MetaMask, because a lot of things are happening around NFT in Ethereum. So you can create a MetaMask wallet. It's very, very easy. You just go to you type into Google MetaMask, and then you can create your own wallet. It's really, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't need to pay anything. It's just for you to have a digital wallet. If you want to start interacting within the NFT space, obviously you need to fill your wallet with cryptocurrency, with Ethereum. So obviously, you need to buy Ethereum on some exchange and place it to your crypto wallet, to your MetaMask, for example, if you're going to use MetaMask. And then you can start buying and selling NFTs. As you mentioned, because everything is happening on the marketplace with the NFT, there are a lot of marketplaces. The most famous one, which we all know, probably a lot of us know, it's called OpenSea. Again, just go to Google OpenSea, and you can go there. You can explore it even without you having any money in your MetaMask, in your wallet. You can have a look at the collections. You can only when you start actively buying and selling, then you will need to have money in your digital wallet. But again, I think it's very, very simple. It sounds a little bit maybe more complicated than it really is, and because it's somehow we're not very much used to it, because it's very, very new. So perhaps we are a little bit scared of these new things. But overall, it's really very, very simple, very straightforward, and yeah, you mentioned the words which we need to write down. It's just for our security, right? Because that's like a stream of keywords which you need to keep somewhere, in order for in case something happens with you delete something or you change the computer, you can always retract all these things with those keywords. So that's the only thing that you need to keep in mind. But otherwise, it's really very, very simple.
So can I lose the ownership of some kind of NFT? If I lose the keys, I'm losing the ownership. What will happen?
I don't really have an answer for this, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure if you lose the ownership of the NFT, but obviously because the NFTs are stored in your wallet, and if you lose the wallet, means if you lose the wallet and you lose the access to your wallet, I'm pretty much sure that everything what is in the wallet is lost as well.
Got it. So we
you
are
need
responsible.
to be careful. You just need to be careful about this. Yes.
So can we give some kind of examples of NFTs for the people on the stream to understand? Let's share some examples of NFTs.
So again, NFT, we sometimes I feel like we're talking about NFT and people think, each and one of us, we have a different ideas. So for example, if we talk to a musician and we talk about NFT, he thinks music because he's creating music, right? I'm a digital artist, and if you talk to me about NFT, so I'm kind of like I'm thinking about NFT in terms of art. If you talk to event organizers and you talk to them about NFT, perhaps they think in an online ticketing, because online ticketing can be also, so there are the NFT is such a vast term for many different things. So we need to be really very, very careful about what are we using. So we need to be kind of very diligent in our language to make sure that we are talking about the same thing and we're not kind of just throwing in some terms and we don't really understand what is going on. So examples of NFT, if you're talking about NFT art, then obviously there are a lot of different collections. I think the easiest, and again, is to go to 𝗪𝗵𝘁, to the marketplace, which is the largest marketplace right now. So you can go there and you can explore and have a look what is there. Me personally, as a digital artist, again, I'm not really very fond of 𝗪𝗵𝘁 because pretty much anybody and everybody can mint. I mean, I can take a picture of us now, Daniel, and because it's a digital asset, right? I can upload it to 𝗪𝗵𝘁, and I can try to sell it as an NFT. I can mint it as an NFT. I can try to sell it. Kind of there is no really curation. There is no real barrier which will say that, well, this is okay and this is not okay. So that's it's a pro and con as well, in the same time. So me as and of course a lot of digital artists, they like to be on in a space which is a little bit more curated, and there are a lot of them, like a super foundation or curate, for example. Those are really like a nice curated platforms which you can go to and you can explore what kind of art are people creating. And I can tell you there are a lot of really, really interesting artists, interesting art collections. And again, there are people who creating just one-off art pieces, and there are people who creating a huge collections. Like we already spoke about, like a Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example. That's one of the famous one. CryptoPunks, that was also a big thing. Invisible Friends, and there's so many of them. I mean, every single day I see I don't know, 5, 6, 7 new collections coming up. So yeah, that's a huge market.
Got it. So we have a question from the audience from 𝗪𝗵𝘁. Hi, Hamza. Great for you to be here. So his question is, what is the use of this ownership certificate if you can't stop other people from using your property? No, that's the question. So they are wondering if someone else can use it, how do you own it?
Sure. Again, same thing with Mona Lisa. What is stopping somebody else printing, Mona Lisa on a canvas and hanging it at home? I mean, you can do that, right? Like anybody can do that. Are they the owner of Mona Lisa? Of course not. They have just the copy. So the ownership is about collectible. So yeah, that there are people they collect stamps, they collect NBA cards, MLB cards, so the collectible thing, that's very important. So that's one part of it. Means that you are the owner of certain particular thing. So that's important, and for many people that's important. It's important in the status, and it's important, perhaps for the subjective kind of value, because that we are talking now about the value of NFT, right? So there is kind of subjective value, which I feel then you can have some kind of objective value. Means, for example, if we're talking about art, the art is really done well, it's really artistic, it's really nicely done, everything. Then you can have kind of like an emotional value, which means, for example, you want to support and help that particular artist. You like what he does or what she does, and you want to support that person. So that's why you buy that particular NFT. So you know that there can be a lot of different aspects and different things why I would go into NFT and why I would buy NFT. Actually,
people can't use it if you own it, right? It's yours, or they can use it.
No, of course you can be protected and all that, but obviously there are certain ways, like that copyright infringement is not something which is new to digital world. You know what I mean? That's in our physical world as well, right?
But if we have the NFTs, that means if we have the original, there is a proof and no one can deny it. For example, if I have a fake famous painting, I need a specialist to come to my home and to investigate the painting in order to see whether it is original, right? And with the NFTs, with the blockchain, I do not need this. Everyone will know that I have the original, right?
Exactly. And actually, beauty of this, what you just mentioned, is that actually that's the tied up between the physical and digital. Now imagine you have for example, you have a title deed for your house. You can actually create it and minted it as an NFT, and then whenever you sell your house,
everyone will know that I have all the real estate.
Exactly. And it's public domain. You can always see who bought it, who was the previous owner. It's so the transparency is there. That's another very, very important thing.
Great, excellent. So we have another question from Ashka, and the question is how we convert digital art into NFT. Do we need to get help from a blockchain specialist to convert it, or is there an application available to do it? We answer something, but let's try to mention the steps needed.
Sure. So if you have already created a digital art, means that you have some digital form, JPEG or PNG, whatever it is. It's for you very easy how to create an NFT out of it. Basically, you choose the platform, and then again, we can say you can go to OpenSea, you can go to SuperRare, you can go to Foundation App, you can go to Curate, wherever you want to think that you want to sell your digital art, and then you connect your crypto wallet to that particular platform. I already mentioned that probably the easiest is to start with the MetaMask. So if we're talking about
MetaMask is the wallet.
Yes, MetaMask is the wallet. Yeah. So you create the
physical can be physical. The wallet can be physical, or only you can own it as a physical wallet, or no?
What do you mean by physical? No, we are talking about digital cryptocurrency. You can't.
There are some kind of cards when you for the crypto.
Yeah. So you're talking about, for example, about Ledger and some other things. Yeah. Of course, you can store things on like a special keys which you can then plug out of any kind of like online thing, and only when you. But let's not dissect and go digress from this. So
OpenSea, and they can do it. They can do it by themselves. How much time a beginner will need to convert digital art into an NFT?
No, it's pretty much immediate. Like you go to OpenSea, you upload your art there. You write just the name of the art. You put it. Maybe you want to create some kind of collection, so you name it. You name your collection. You name your art. You could put the description. You put like a few keywords there. What it is. Some people they adding some rarity items in there. You put the price, and voila, just click on the button mint. And you create your NFT.
Got it. So there were people which were interested from the investment side, and they were asking, is NFT a good investment? There is a lot of inflation now, and people want to know what are the good investment. What is your opinion? Are NFTs a good investment? Not only from creation standpoint as an artist, or talking about NFTs as a potential investment. Are they a good vehicle?
So again, I mentioned that when we're talking about NFT, we need to be careful about what we are talking about. What is so if you're talking about NFT art, so should I invest into NFTs which are tied up with some art? There are a lot of people out there, a lot of artists creating a lot of art, and sometimes these NFT collections which they're creating, they can be excellent investment opportunity. But as with everything, sometimes you could see that, for example, certain collections went up by 10x, and suddenly went all the way down, almost down to zero. So there are certain risks, and these risks need to be taken in account. So just make sure that when you're buying something or you're investing in something, you just do your own research. I mean, that's so important. And make sure that you have the reason why you're investing in it, like not just from I feel there's a lot of greed in the NFT. People are kind of thinking, oh, it's a quick buck and this and that, but then they lose money and they feel, oh, the NFT is actually rubbish, and this actually, that's not true, right? Like, there's a lot of good things in it. The problem is that people somehow the mindset is not really correct. So yeah, I mean, if you ask me, is an NFT good opportunity to invest? Yes, absolutely. But just make sure that you do your own research. Make sure that the website is there. You just have a look at what the whitelists say. Look at the roadmap. Look at the people who are behind the project. Research on the LinkedIn. Go and check them out. Are they legit? I mean, are they really exist, or is it just kind of a bubble? Make sure that you join their Twitter account and see what they're talking about. I mean,
are they real people? Are there developers? Right?
Exactly. Go join. Probably each and every project have their Discord group. So go and check out Discord group if what they're doing there. So kind of like make sure that before you jump the gun, and maybe before you jump into the pool and buy some NFT, then make sure that you kind of like you do your own research. I think it's just extremely important with any investment you're making, like not just NFT, but pretty much with everything, right? It's your money, and then just make sure that you're spending it wisely.
Yeah, I have to say this for the show. So this is not financial advice. It's not a legal advice. This is for entertainment, for education. Do your own due diligence. We cannot know your exact situation, in what kind of situation you are. So this is not any financial or legal advice. As Vietek said really nicely, just do your own due diligence, do your own research. So people were asking me with direct messages, who buys NFTs? Who are the people who are buying NFTs? They were interested. So probably they're thinking whether they are potential buyers. Who are the buyers? Because the market is really high. In 2021, it was in the billions of US dollars. So who actually buys them?
I would before I answer this question, I would say one thing. NFT, for me personally, is a great way how to serve my community. And for many digital artists, maybe they don't really understand it yet, but I think kind of like a NFT are pushing us to create really strong communities. Because we're talking many times about copying the art, or it can be copied, it can be easily just control copy, control paste. What is the value in it? But what you can copy the visual, but what you cannot copy is the utility which you're giving with the NFT. So who are the people who are buying the NFT is a very, very good question, because you as an artist, or me as an artist, or people who are creating NFT need to think not just about the visuals itself, but what else am I giving to my audience which cannot be copied, which cannot be transfer it in any other way. So if you think about this, then suddenly you're thinking about your community of the people who like your art or like your music or whatever you do in a digital space, and you trying to think about how to bring as added value to them, so that anybody who is coming in and trying to copy your art, for example, they can copy your art, but they cannot copy the utility which you're giving. So imagine that, for example, we all know Gary Vee, right? Like he's big in NFT, and Gary is like a evangelist for NFT for many years. And what he did with with his V friends, the NFT collection, with every single time you buy, his NFT, the VFriends, you get some utility, and depends on what kind of VFriend you buy. That package is, for example, spending some time with him one-on-one, or he is actually going to. There's a VCon right now going on, right? Like his digital conference. So there's a ticket to the VCon, and there are so many other added benefits to buying that NFT. So then, nobody else can copy it. Yes, somebody can like a control copy, control paste his art, the artwork. That's okay, but that
utility you cannot.
That doesn't mean a thing, because that utility which is coming along with it, that nobody else can copy. You know what I mean? So this is really smart way to looking at the NFT. What kind of utility are we creating with our art that nobody else can copy?
So an example, we can use NFT to give a utility of a consulting session, an example.
Absolutely. For the event organizers, with each ticket which they're selling, maybe they selling, one-on-one with certain speakers, things like that, giving behind the scenes access, or I don't know, there are so many things you can think of. Yeah. I mean, there are so many great examples, how NFTs are used in a practical, in a business world. So, for example, in Australian Open this year, what they did was kind of like an interesting thing. I like it. They divided the central court into 16 by 16 centimeter pieces. Yeah, and they were selling it as an NFTs. And if you bought it as an NFT, if the last ball finished on that particular piece of your NFT, you got special box with the tennis ball, signed, kind of like in a nice box.
Nice
you
package.
See, yeah, there's some utility. Again, somebody could copy, the itself, the artwork, but nobody could really copy the utility which you're giving with it.
Got it. So, as a beginner, can we take advantage of these types of utilities, or as a beginners we can only create a digital art and make it an NFT? Is it difficult? An example, if I organize an event and to have different types of NFTs, like let's say into the hundreds, is it that possible for beginners?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people, again, like we were we were talking about it at the beginning, right? That people are scared of some new things, and I think that once you get into it, you'll see how easy it is actually. For me, from my perspective, I really think that NFT, a great opportunity for all of us to really create very like a value-added experiences for our clients, for our communities, whether we are digital artists, whether we're musicians, whether we are business owners, whether we are event organizers, coaches, whoever can create NFT and give some special extra value to your clients and potential customers. So it is very easy. It's really easy. It's very simple. We already explained the steps. You can basically create anything what you want on OpenSea, on any other market, and just to create. I like to see the creativity. There was another great example, Dolce & Gabbana. I don't know if you've heard about it. They created actually physical and digital suit, which they were selling, and it was really like extremely expensive. I think like a 620 ETH or something like this. So it was really expensive, but the limited edition, whoever bought that, they got one week in Milan with all the fashion designers there, like a one-on-one sessions and things like that. So kind of like, again, amazing value for people who are in that space or in that industry. For them, normally they would probably not, they wouldn't have that experience or wouldn't have that possibility to do that. But by purchasing or being part of that NFT process, yeah, they could do that.
And also the longevity is different. The NFT could be there for hundreds of years into the future, I presume.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, another thing, many artists talking about NFT because it's added revenue stream, and also because of the smart contract, you can actually add a certain commission or royalty, which is there. So whenever somebody else buys your NFT, you always receive certain royalty out of that purchase. So whenever it's traded, even though you're not kind of owner anymore, you're just author of this, but still you're receiving certain royalties.
It's like a licensing model, something like that.
Exactly.
So are there any costs related to the transactions? Do we need to bear? What are the costs for the transactions?
Yeah. So that's the kind of like a downside of the NFT, and many times we're talking about this. And I think now when Bored Ape Yacht Club came up with the coin, they had a lot of issues with the gas fees, and this is exactly what we are probably talking about here.
Gas fees are transaction costs, just for
exactly.
For yeah.
Gas fee is a transaction fee which you need to pay wherever you're buying or selling your NFTs, and depends on what kind of blockchain you are. Then that also depends on the level of the gas fee. Usually when you're on Ethereum blockchain is extremely stable but very, very slow blockchain. Therefore, usually you will pay much higher gas fees on Ethereum blockchain. But if you want to create your own NFTs, I would advise you to go and check. On OpenSea, you have like a drop-down menu where you can choose what kind of blockchain you want to mint your NFT on, and you can do it actually on the Polygon blockchain. And if you mint it on the Polygon blockchain, it's a gasless. There are some platforms like marketplaces which are gasless fee. There are gasless platforms as well. I think I mentioned already Curate.style. If you go to that platform is also gasless, so you don't pay any fees for you whenever you need to mint create your NFT.
So what's the percentage of the transaction example of Ethereum? Because most people know that.
It varies. It really varies. Depends on time. It's not, I can't really tell you like it's 1% or 10% or something. No, it varies over.
You need to check it the exact day.
Exactly.
So people were asking, are NFTs a cryptocurrency? Are they same? Are they similar? Are they different?
No, the only similarity between NFT and cryptocurrency is they're based on a blockchain. NFTs are purchased by cryptocurrency. Yeah, so NFT is not a cryptocurrency, but they're purchased by cryptocurrency because they're in a digital world. Everything is done in a digital currency, means cryptocurrency.
Got it. So you use crypto to buy NFTs, actually.
Exactly.
Got it. So the NFT is the thing that you buy with the crypto. Okay, so what about the metaverse? How is the metaverse connected with the NFTs? Is this one of the greatest opportunity for use of the NFTs, or it is something far into the future? People were asking. They were mixing the NFTs and the metaverse. They were not sure how connected they are.
Yeah. So I have to say that I'm not an expert on metaverse because that's another huge topic of things which are happening there, and obviously it is connected because some people they think I also laugh because they say you're the NFT creator, right? Like it's the crypto and the metaverse and every. I was man, it's
Wait.
not that I sell apples and then I know something about pears and the plums as well. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different kind of world as well out there with the metaverse. There are a lot of metaverses which are being created right now. Decentraland is one of them. There hundreds and thousands of different virtual worlds which are being created right now. Which one will be kind of there for a long time? Which one will disappear? Honestly, I don't really know, and I don't think
We cannot
anybody will.
predict that.
Nobody can really tell you what you can. So again, be extremely careful when you somebody's trying to sell you something in the metaverse. Oh, I'm creating this huge metaverse and la la la, something like this. Yeah, I've seen so many people losing money on some like a scam project. So again, be careful about this. Just kind of be mindful of this. Metaverse is a huge topic which we probably would need to have another session for.
Another whole day. So people were asking who can create NFTs. Like, are there any restriction? People were asking me, can kids create, or you have to be old enough? Also, they were asking, can companies create, or only individuals? Can you tell us about the potential restrictions of this?
It's actually a good question. I was just chatting today with a friend of mine. We had a chat, and because we're preparing some things for the artist here in Dubai, we were actually thinking if we can invite kids for and if they can create their own MetaMask. I'm not really sure. I think you need to be 18 and older in order to create your crypto wallet. So I think that would need to have some supervision from the parents. So obviously, in order to create the MetaMask, the digital wallet, yeah. But in terms of creating a digital art, obviously anybody can do it. Kids have iPads or computers. They can go and they can create their art. That's perfectly okay, or music or whatever, or some part of the games. Their avatars or things like this. Yes, absolutely. I think there's no restriction to that whatsoever. Actually, on contrary, I would advise people to explore their creativity, because it's fantastic. That's the great opportunity for all of us to really explore our creativity and do something really which perhaps may even bring some money eventually. But from the perspective of buying and selling NFTs, I don't really think that. There's a 18 years restriction.
Yes. So in some countries 21 probably. So they can create it, but for the actual minting and going onto the marketplace, they will need help from a grown-up.
Yes.
And what about the companies? Can they create their own NFTs, or so who will own the NFT? Will the company own it, or the individual, the representative from the company? That's people weren't sure.
I think on behalf of the companies, first of all, yes, companies can create NFTs. That's fine. That's okay. How is it exactly in terms of who is the authorized person? It's probably similar things to any kind of a social media accounts which are out there for the companies, right? So you have an Instagram account for the company. Obviously, who is the representative of that particular? Probably it's the I don't know, managing director, or maybe it's the the marketing director of that company. So that depends probably on the company structure. But yes, companies can absolutely create NFT. Now, companies are creating NFTs. You hear about Adidas, Nike. I mentioned already the Dolce & Gabbana. And there are so many other companies which are getting into NFT, and I think that's again very, very smart for. If you look at it from the business perspective, like a business owner's perspective, and NFT, I'm talking sometimes to business owners about NFT marketing, and I'm telling them, guys, just create your some avatars, or maybe some kind of digital form of your logo, for example, and giving it for free to your clients and wrap with it some utility. So maybe, one-on-one session with you or something, so somehow something which will be, we all looking forward to be different, to be different than our competition, or to do something, which is out of the box, as a cliche say. So think about that. In my business, how can I create the NFT? How can I create, for example, some digital asset which I can wrap up as an NFT and give it to my clients? You don't need to sell it. You can give it out for free. That's fine. That's perfectly okay. And give that kind of service to my clients and customers. So I think looking into NFTs as a company, very, very smart way to build your following.
Got it. So you have your own NFT. Can you share about your experience with the NFT? How did you create it? When it happened, on what network? What is the utility? Because people want to hear your exact experience.
Sure. So I have to say that sometimes people think that many of those digital artists, they just suddenly appeared. So no, not true. Like they think that digital art is NFT art. Actually, NFT are helping digital artists, which been around for ages. Like whenever computers appeared, then digital art appeared as well. So it's been like 25, 30 years now. So digital has been created for many, many, many years. NFT is helping us digital artists to actually originate our paintings or originate our artworks, and that is the case. That is the thing. So for me, I've been creating my digital art also for many, many years, and with the rise of NFT, actually, with the rise of that actually I'm almost feeling like I should withdraw myself from the world, because I feel like now I'm exposed too much to this. But no, I still enjoyed very much, and I would just say that maybe digital art. I mean, because I do some like a physical art as well. Like so, I paint on a canvas as well. So I do that in the same time. But digital art gives me a very different approach, very different angle to my creativity, and I like to explore different things. So it's like exploring different mediums on in a physical art. Then you can explore digital art, and what imagine like I really love doing things in the 3D space. So there you can go to and there are free things like Unreal Engine 5. You can create your own thing. You can go to Blender and create your own thing in a Blender. Your digital art in those things. There are so many other very amazing AI based apps. So for example, I really like Deep Dream Generator. I mean, really check it out. It's fantastic. When AI is combining photos or some kind of artwork with different artwork and creating very different things out of it. So the creativity suddenly gets completely different angle and different level. Still, you have to do it. Still, there is this element of you being there, being part of the whole process, which is fantastic and nice. But then just like you have a different spices. It's like with the cooking, right? Like you can we each one of us will cook I don't know chili, but then each one of us will have it different taste, because we put different spices into it, and that's the beauty.
What are the utilities of your NFTs? What are the utilities? It's a digital art, right?
Yeah, so we are actually quite right now. We're preparing some workshops for artists. So my utilities with the NFTs are being closely knit with that. So whoever buys the NFT will get also the invitation and entry for this. But what I really I think that the major utility which you get with my art is that I like my art to be physically visible as well. So if you're buying NFT, if you buy my NFT, I actually created my own digital frames where you can take the frame and hang it on your wall, and you have that NFT with you on your wall. I think that part of like bridging the physical and the digital, I think for me is very, very important, because if I like some art and I like to support some artist, for example, I would like to have that particular art which I'm buying as an NFT on my wall as well. I want to enjoy it even in the physical world.
Got it. So we have another question is also connected to the utilities. It's from Reda. Hi Reda, he's a great friend of mine. So he says, if we will make smart contracts for any project, real, not digital blockchain, can we use NFTs to make certificates for our customers? So it's practically the usability, the utility, not only on digital.
So if we make smart contract, the smart contract already implies that it's digital. So yeah. So whenever we're talking about smart contract is recorded on a blockchain, means it is digital. Yeah. So any kind of smart contract is actually digital contract, which is recorded on the blockchain. And obviously, if you want to create a contract, like a written contract, take a picture of the written contract and then mint
that
it as
the NFT. Got it.
It can be done as well. Yeah, like there's no harm. Okay, you can create you can take a PDF. So you sign a PDF or paper, right? You take a picture or you scan it. You create digital format of this, and then you can create it or you can mint it on the blockchain as an NFT. So yeah, in that way, obviously you can do that.
But if in that case, people will be able to see what's in the contract. It will be public, right? An example, who will get what is the price, everything, it will be public, right?
Yes.
There is no secrets or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great
it's transparency.
A ledger,
public ledger.
Yes.
So regarding the climate, we are now in Dubai, and you have created your NFT in Dubai. Is it different? Where do you create it? Is there a positive? I presume the climate in Dubai and UAE is positive toward this. How would you comment the overall acceptance of these new trends over the world compared to Dubai, for example?
Yeah, great question, Daniel. And I think it's the beauty of all this is that actually you can sit in Dubai and you can go for the exhibition of NFT exhibition in, for example, in New York, or actually I'm just going to be exhibiting in Chicago in a few weeks' time with my NFT, and then I'll go to New York. I'm not going to physically there, but with my art I will be there. So. Yeah. So in that, it gives you as an artist, it gives you great visibility and great potential to be featured around the world, even without you moving out of your comfort of your home. So yeah, that's the beauty of it, obviously. In terms of the local kind of things, yeah, I feel that especially I'm living here in Dubai. And I know that Dubai is always very welcoming to any new trends. They're always trying to absorb these trends, see what is good, how they can benefit from it. And I think that's really good mindset, really, really interesting mindset, because many of us, change is difficult, and for all of us, from many kind of, whenever something new is coming, it's always kind of like we trying to reject that or kind of trying to fight it and all that. So I really like that mindset of this country of UAE, that they're kind of like always looking at it. So what's good in it for me, or how can we absorb it? How can we implement it? Yeah, I think that's a good really mindset, even for us as a business owners or people or digital artists, to have I can hear that there are a lot of scams and a lot of things going. Some people lost money and this and that, and that's with everything, whatever. like a golden rush, back there in US.
Yeah.
People got killed. People got cheated, and
They
all this.
robbed.
Did it stop that progress? No, it did not. And only those who kind of like prevailed at the end, right? So it's same thing. Just look at it. How can I benefit how can I and my close people or my customers, my clients, how can they benefit from what I'm doing in this digital space?
Yes. Again, we have another question. It's about, from the utility standpoint, it's related to education. So the question is, what do you think is the next step in NFTs from a certification point of view? In example, college degrees, awards. I will showcase the question now. So can we use the NFTs in example into the education or the
totally.
certificate it can be on the blockchain, but this is another opportunity because it's more visual, right?
Yeah, that's one thing. Second thing is that even if you lose the paper, still it's gonna be recorded on a ledger, on the digital ledger, on the blockchain, right? So you're not gonna lose it in any way. It's not just about college degrees or words. It's about certain things. Of course, we need to be careful about this, but like a health information and things like this. There's a lot of good things around blockchain, like a blockchain technology itself. I'm not big expert in blockchain technology, but I really like that idea that it's a public ledger. It cannot be it cannot be twisted and tweaked. It's there. It's basically a lot of nodes, a lot of computers around the world which have the same same document, same record of that particular thing. So even if somebody comes and say, "Oh, have a look, I have a different information," but then the other computers, the other nodes basically react and reject that. So that technology itself, I think, is very, very helpful in many businesses, many organizations, many industries, and I can see that blockchain technology is really going to change a lot of industries in the world.
So, in example, I have the MBA degree from the University of Sheffield. I do not need to wait for the university to do it. I can do the NFT on my own, right?
I think so, yeah. We can take a picture of it and then you can just put it on the blockchain. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. So before we wait any final questions, can we tell people how they can find more about you? What websites, what social profiles should follow, because you are a digital artist as well. So.
Sure. So if they want to see some of my digital art, what I'm creating, then obviously Instagram is the place. 𝗪𝗍_art, that's the Instagram account, which I'm currently putting my art on, my digital art on. And in terms of my website, again, 𝗪𝗍motionart.com. That's where I am. And my name on probably on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm active as well, so you can follow me on LinkedIn too.
So if we have more questions for you, they can reach out directly, or they can write to me. I will sure to pass it. There was a lot of interest in this. We could probably go on for a while. I will be just giving 30 seconds or 1 minute for people to ask any final question, because there is a lag. If not, I want to thank you for the time. You were really great guest. You answered all of the questions, and we didn't went into details. We really used a really beginner's friendly language because that was our goal. And I want to thank everyone for staying here and watching. There was a lot of people on the stream. Do you have any final messages, any final words that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, actually, for me, I would just kind of like reiterate what I've said. Just please, first of all, take it with the open mind. Have a look at an NFT space, at the digital space, and think about how can I benefit? Don't deny this space. It's gonna stay. It's gonna be here for a long time. So just have a look. What is good in it for me, and how can I benefit from this space? Educate yourself. Research. Kind of like get some information from different sources, and figure out what you can do in this space that will benefit you and maybe your community around yourself. I think that's really good mindset to have with any kind of new technology. So don't disregard it just because you hear that somebody got scammed or somebody lost money or something bad happened to that's going to be here all the time. Unfortunately, there are some people who are just taking taking advantage of this. But if you're really doing your own research, if you're really careful, if you're really researching before you jump into anything, then I think you'll be safe and you will benefit from this absolutely fantastic technologies.
Amazing final thoughts. I want just to close this event. Thanks for everyone for watching and attending. This was one of the most visited events. We will continue to stream live probably every week till the summer. If you have any questions, we are most active on LinkedIn. I want to thank once again Vietek for joining the show and taking the time. We were planning to be a shorter event, but there were a lot of questions from the audience. Probably there will be more, and hope to see you again. Wishing you a great week ahead, and thanks everyone for the time. It was a pleasure. Bye to everyone. Bye from us.
Thank you.